Hello YouTube, this is Finding Neutral. I'm out here on 94, Southern California. I pulled over on the side of the road in this turnout area, which I'll show you here. Just kind of looks like this, and I got cars coming through all the time. This is a pretty okay place to pull over, but you always want to make sure that you're pulled over in an area where if someone comes in here hot, you at least got a way to duck or run away, because you don't want to get hit if you're just loitering on the side of the road. So this isn't that safe, but it's safer than it could be. I just want to talk a little bit about motorcycle gear and safety. I used to not be a really safe person at all. I used to joke about, or not frown, joke. I didn't take safety very seriously, and then I've had multiple injuries throughout my life. So finally I pulled my head out of my butt there and kind of realized that, wow, this is very important. Safety is extremely important, especially if you don't want to injure or really hurt yourself. So I did shoot this video a little bit ago, let's say I think like a week ago, and I can't figure out this GoPro 7, and I apparently had it on the wrong recording. It was all choppy, it wasn't good, so it's probably good that I re-recorded this. Also, speaking with the maximum of pulling my head out of my butt, I actually invested in a dirt bike helmet. So I'll start at the top of the head. I got a Bell dirt bike helmet, and what I really like about this is that it has this MIPS concussion prevention system in it that goes in. It's in the liner, it's yellow. It basically prevents the rotational force of the helmet being applied to your head and thus your brain. I'm a physician, and I kind of realized that I had an $80 helmet. This one wasn't that expensive. I think it was like $100 at Cycle Gear, and I've spent like 12 years post high school training, and all I need is one concussion to wipe that all out. So I was an idiot. I had a cheap helmet that wasn't fit for the job. I was doing off-road stuff. I didn't have the right helmet, so finally I sprung for it and bought it, and I don't regret it, but I will never ever do that again. It's always protect your brain. That's more important than the motorcycle. There was a E1 in the Navy that basically told me that, and it was funny because I was just like, true, absolutely 100% true. So you can learn from anyone. Always keep that in mind. In addition to that, I've got goggles for eye protection. I already have clinically diagnosed hearing loss by the Navy, and I always, we're using motorcycles, they're loud. Whenever I ride, I try to use earplugs. I use these ones by Earpiece, which I paid for them. They don't endorse me at all. But it comes in this nice, shiny, anodized aluminum carrying case. So I kind of think of, if I'm wearing my helmet, I got earplugs in. And these earplugs are designed so that the engine noises are canceled out or blocked out. Not high-pitched noises like car horns or tires squealing or screams. Those you can hear perfectly clear conversations. You can even talk, and you can hear. They work really well, just drowning out that lower frequency tone damaging sounds. So from there, as you can see, basically a jacket, nice jacket with protection. It's got protections on the elbows. It's also got a back protector that goes in there, and it's this material that when it hits, it's like a non-Newtonian fluid, kind of like that, except it's a solid. When it hits, it hardens up, and the energy actually makes it hard, kind of like cornstarch and water, kind of like that principle. You hope that you never have to use it, but these jackets are really nice because they really help with wind. Like, I thought that a jacket was pointless, and then I actually got a jacket because, hey, maybe there's some truth to this. Yes, there is. Going down the highway at 70 miles an hour in a windbreaker that is just going to get ripped to shreds if you ever hit the pavement is actually pretty uncomfortable. These jackets are designed to be aerodynamic. This one is by Sedici, and they have the straps on it. You can actually tighten to your arms. They help prevent flapping and wind resistance. It's amazing. I always ride with my jacket. I always wear it in the morning if I'm going on base. I have it over my NWUs, and it works great. With the jacket comes gloves, and again, I thought these were another thing that were like just to look cool or something like that, and I don't know, they're a little aggressive looking, and I don't really like that. But then again, getting hit with a pebble, even just a little pebble at 70 miles an hour in your hand, is enough to make you just cringe. The amount of pain. That's a similar thing with wearing the eye protection at all time, whether it's you always have your visor down or you have goggles on. I was going down the highway at like 70 miles an hour the other day, and some large bug hit me with enough force that it would have done trauma to my eye. So thankfully I had that visor on, and that went from there. In addition to that, motorcycle pants. These have pads in the front on your knees. Those really come in handy. They're vented too. So nowadays there's really no excuse. Even in Southern California, where it's hot as all heck, especially if you're in the desert, in the hot sun, these equipment nowadays have ventilation slots built into them. So as you're riding, you're actually cooling yourself. So there's really no excuse nowadays to not wear the gear. And being too hot, oh, I don't want to be too hot, or I don't want to be restricted, is not even applicable nowadays, because this is one of the nicest wearing jackets and some of the best pants I've ever worn in my life. In addition, you want footwear. I just use my Navy issued combat boots. These work pretty well. They provide some pretty good ankle stabilization. However, dirt biking boots would be better because they only allow so much range of motion of your ankle mortise, so that if you do get in a situation where your ankle is put pressure on, the boot will take the force, not your ankle. That is probably my next upgrade, is getting some boots that actually fit the job, because everything else makes sense. I'm just really glad that I came to see the light and actually went and got the helmet. That's the biggest thing, because really, without your brain, yeah, you're pretty much nothing. Can't believe this took me that long, but I guess it doesn't always come easy to some people. You know, just like everything in life, I guess. Some things come slower than everything to other people. I'm gonna go to the top of Otay Mountain. I'm gonna shoot another video on what I really take out to the trails, and mainly it's all about safety. Like conservative riding, learning where your limits are, riding within those limits so you don't get out into trouble, and if you do get into trouble, getting yourself out of it. Please comment below if you have any questions or anything. I hope these videos turn out better in the future, and we'll be more talking about motorcycles, cars, and whatever in life, and less complaining about the GoPro 7. Thank you. I look forward to the next video. Have a nice day.